Doing all right. How are you?
A little tired. Yeah.
Not used to your new hours yet?
No work. I'm very used to those hours at this point.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Fair enough.
No, I've just had a very, very packed day.
Ah, yes. I did see your tweet about that.
I did.
How did your D&D prep go?
Still going, but nearly done.
Excellent. Excellent.
I have my laptop hooked up to my TV to display maps.
Cool.
I
Very
went out and
cool.
bought like a fold-out camping table that we could put in my office. It's like 2 meters long for us all to sit out
Okay.
around and play. I've got my,
What's that in freedom units again?
I don't know, more than a person, more than a tall
Okay.
basketball in length.
Meters to feet. For you Americans, that is 6.5 feet. Okay.
Yeah, and probably 2.5 feet wide, right? So it's narrow,
Right.
but long.
Yeah.
I have my Surface tablet set up to, have notes and access to the stat blocks. I have printouts handed of notes that I can give to the players. I have my dice. I've got not one but 2 notebooks. One I've got set aside just for notes on the players, and one I've got prepped notes for like random encounters that I've pre-rolled for. They give you like a table, like roll a d12 and a d8 and see what you land on, and if they come across an encounter, that'll be it. So
Okay,
I'm
good. Excellent. Good preparation.
just doing that in advance.
Yeah. Sounds like you have everything taken care of, I say, from my perspective of someone who's never done D&D.
Well, as someone who's never run D&D, I certainly hope so.
Yeah. I mean, you've played it enough to know what's required, I feel like.
Yeah, but I've always played online, right? And so the maps and stuff are always there and available to the players, right?
Right.
So they could like literally see it and toy with it and stuff, and I don't know.
Yeah, so different having it on a TV and just kind of visible to everybody all the time, but not
Right.
fiddleable.
Yeah, because like I have a grid board, right? Like a battle map grid, but it's just blank. If I wanted to put a proper map on it, I'd need like Lego or something to build it out of. So having it on the TV, it won't be interactable with
Okay.
where the players are for battles.
Yeah, that's true.
Which-
True.
I mean, I'm hoping to get something to solve that problem. That way, it's not like all our battles are you guys are lined up on that side of the board, or the bad guys are lined up on the other, and fight.
And then you charge at each
Yeah.
other. Yeah.
Or like I might say like there are trees and it's like a narrow pass, and so they can't really like line up and get a good, running charge at them. So it's not quite like a battle,
Yeah.
but
Or you can be in a cave, or
Yeah.
it's hard to see around corners.
yeah, there'll be stuff.
Totally.
Hmm.
Well, good. I hope it goes well. When's your first session?
In about 5 hours.
Okay. Yeah. You're, All right. So let us know how that goes next time we record the podcast.
I will.
Or maybe on Twitter.
Maybe on Twitter. Yeah.
Yes. You can follow Somicron on Twitter at @Somicron.
Links in the show notes.
He will not overwhelm you with tweets, and that's a good thing, I
I
think.
might underwhelm you with the amount of tweets I do.
Yes, but I think too few rather than too many.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I follow both types of accounts, right? There's some accounts that tweet 18 times a day, and some of those are like, this is too much. Some of those are like, wow, this is all really good stuff. But the accounts where it's like, oh, this person tweeted and it's been 3 days and it's always gold, like, okay, that's cool. That's just something to look forward to. I don't know. I mean, yeah, from my perspective, like, this is more of a YouTube thing for me where I post every single day versus I do follow YouTube channels that post once every, a couple times a month, and I'm just stoked to see their videos. And I don't know. I've kind of thought about maybe cutting back a little bit on how much I post, but then I don't know. It's a mess is what it is. It's hard to know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. That's Twitter for you.
Yeah. The internet is a confusing and strange place.
Yes. I also got, I think, just about while we're on the Twitter. I think I got almost
Yeah.
everything else on my to-do list done as well.
Excellent.
Almost.
Productive day, tiring day, but those are good days, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Maybe I'll squeeze in a
Definitely
nap.
some of the best sleep. Yeah. Try to squeeze in a nap. Feels nice because you got a lot of stuff done.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Some of the best sleeps I've ever had are after a day where I got a lot of stuff done. You just feel productive and like you contributed in some way to something.
Yes.
It's good.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
good. Yeah.
Some days feel less like that than others.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Anywho, so I do have a complaint I want to bring up today.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been kind of doing a New Game Plus replay of The Witcher 3.
Okay.
And I like it. It's tons of fun. Again, I think they did a lot of stuff right. But one thing that CD Projekt Red really nailed is atmosphere. They just do weather and sounds like you're in the forest, and now it sounds like you're in a city, and now you've got rain and thunder and lightning. And just atmospherically, it is as immersive as any game I've ever played that way. They just nailed it. And that's one of the things that I love.
Okay.
World of Warcraft did a pretty good job with it too, with the atmosphere, but I think CD Projekt Red really nailed it in Witcher 3 just above and beyond.
Okay.
One thing that makes me feel non-immersed is the reuse of facial models on so many of their characters.
Okay.
Now look, I understand. Maybe taking the time to craft a perfect face model for every single NPC that Geralt ever talks to is maybe a lot of time. I don't know, man.
Almost certainly.
But like, can't you just hit randomize? Can't you just be like randomize? And then you'd look through them all real quick. If any of them look like they're, inbred or something, sure, let's tweak that. But I can't imagine most of them would not just be fine. These are not supposed to be attractive people. These are random folk who live in medieval times in freaking Poland or wherever this is. Right? You don't need to make them look incredible. You can make them look weird, and it's totally fine. But what takes me out of the game is, this guy working in this inn has the exact same face as this ruffian who's trying to hit me up for a coin 400 miles away. It's dumb.
Well, they might just be brothers. Some people look the same as other people.
These are not
Maybe
brothers. These are literally down to
fraternal
the
twins.
wrinkles on their face, the same person.
How do you know it's not the same person?
That's a fair point.
No, okay.
Suppose someone could be running an inn in Velen and also being a brigand in Skellige at the exact same time.
Well,
It's one heck of a commute.
I mean, to be fair, you are not in the inn and in Skellige at the same time. What makes them have to be at the same time?
That's what I just said. You could totally do it. It'd be a crazy commute, but, in this economy, you got to do what you have to do.
It's not that crazy a commute. It's the same commute Geralt took to get to both of those places.
Yeah, right.
So it's totally doable.
Totally doable.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
I mean, again, if it was one example, okay.
but
it's all the time.
lots of people. Yeah.
It's all the time. Yeah, I just actually did a quest where you do this like fight club thing around Novigrad,
broke
and
the
there's
first
3
rule.
different people you have to fight. Yeah, I did. But I mean, it's the Witcher Fight Club, so I don't think it has that
Oh,
rule.
okay.
They actually want people to come
Oh,
compete
okay.
because it's for money and stuff, and it's not just for the love of fighting.
Is this the one where you have to fight a bunch of people to win a woman's affection because she'll only fight men that can beat her? She'll only marry men that can beat her.
That might be what it is in Skellige, but in Novigrad, it's just have some cash.
Oh, okay.
So in Novigrad, they have these fight organizers and promoters in each of the areas, right? So this guy, you come, you talk to the fight organizer, and then he's like, how much do you want to bet? And then you put money on yourself, and then you win because it's easy, and then you get your money back, and then some.
Mm-hmm.
So there are 3 fight promoters in Novigrad, and 2 of the 3 have the same face. And they have different names. It's like, my name is Brigand. And it's like, oh, yes, hello, nice to meet you. My name is Simon. But you, what? How? But you... Anyway,
Maybe
it's dumb.
Maybe he has multiple personalities.
Maybe he ran on foot all the way across town while I was on my horse and beat me there somehow.
No. Once you finished the first fight, he left, right? He got a head start on you. That's all.
He was still standing there when I left.
No,
maybe he waited until I was gone and then took off.
That was an after image. He's moving so fast he leaves after images. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like a Saitama thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speedo Sound Sonic style maneuvers.
Speedo sound Sonic, yeah.
He's the best. Anyway, so it's just I don't know. I mean, right? Like every Mass Effect game you've ever played, Skyrim does this, Fallout does this, hit randomize, and it's like, hey, here's a face.
No,
It's fine. I've done this before. You click randomize 18 times, they're all fine. None of them are like, wow, that's a mutant.
Right. But I also don't think it's a problem that if two people share the same face a couple times. Right? I think that's a easy way to save space on I would say on the disk, but no disk's not really relevant anymore. But people's computers can still only load so much data at once, right?
There is no way if they did this, it would add more than like 20 megabytes of information to the download. There's no way.
I mean, you don't know that.
I do.
Not if here's the thing, if they went through and individually gave every person a unique face, that's the same as making a bunch of random subsets and then randomizing them, because they still need to all be unique. Right? So if they would if you had 400 NPCs in your game, that's 400 more faces. At what resolution are you rendering them? That's a lot of polygons to render.
No, I don't think it is.
I think it is.
Because it's not like it's just settings in a face randomizer, right? It's like a bunch of ones and zeros. It's like, what are the eyebrows? 6. What are the eyes? 18. You know, what's the cheekbones? 47. That's it. You're just storing a set of random digits. You're not actually having to store the models. Just when you build them, when Geralt comes into town, and you're building it as he comes into town, you're just like, hey, what number is this person's face? Bam, here it is, done. That's just processing on the fly. I don't think that has to be stored in the computer download.
But if you're randomizing them on the fly, you can still end up with two people with the same thing unless you have a very large database of which to pull from.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying randomize them on the fly. I'm saying you randomize them beforehand, you make sure they all look okay, and then you just store those digits as the numbers, as the combination of numbers that is this
But those
particular
numbers
face.
have to equal to something, right? You have to, number 6 eyebrows still has to be, you still need the number 6 eyebrows.
Yeah.
Right?
They're doing that now.
Yes, but they're sharing them between different NPCs.
Yeah. And they're doing that now too. I'm not saying no one can have the same eyebrows. I'm saying
it sounds like you are.
The same combination of eyebrows, eyes, hair, ears, nose, mouth, cheekbones, neck, and eye color.
Right.
But I just don't want that.
Right, but if you want to properly randomize it, you need to have a large enough variance that you don't get people who have the same eyes and eyebrows but a different nose.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I said. You can go all the way up to like 65 as the different types of eye colors, and if everything is 65, that is a heck of a lot of combinations in your world.
Yes, and they didn't want to put a heck of a lot of work into doing that for such a minor detail that they didn't think was necessary.
You know how minor it is? I brought it up on the podcast. That's how minor it is.
Congratulations.
I'm going to Google this. Witcher face randomization. I don't think that's a legitimate. Face redundancy in The Witcher 3.
I've seen a lot of mods for The Witcher 3 where it's like you could put Henry Cavill's The Witcher face on Geralt. And I've also seen one that's Nicolas Cage, because people make Nicolas Cage everything.
Of course there is. I saw someone who managed to import Ciri into the Geralt model, so you just play as her the whole game.
Oh, that's cool.
That's fun. Yeah. So, I mean, there's threads here from back in 2015. It gets tedious seeing the same NPCs over and over and over and over. It's bad. This is not like I've noticed it twice in my playthrough. It's like the merchants all look the same. It's just, I don't know. It's annoying. It's annoying. That's all.
Yep.
So maybe I just need some mods. Maybe I just need to get some Witcher mods where it's like, hey, here's a bunch of faces. Have fun.
Sure.
Otherwise, fantastic. Really great game.
Zero immersion there. Literally unplayable.
Correct.
Okay.
Pointy elbows.
Mm-hmm. Pointy elbows. Do I have pointy elbows in The Witcher? Is that a thing?
No, that's a Reddit thing.
Okay.
Like sometimes somebody will post a picture of whatever, and there's a girl in it, and someone's like, "Man, they're hot." And the response is always going to be like, "Yeah, but the elbows are pointy."
Okay.
I'll give her a 2.
Right. Okay.
Is jokes. Yeah. Pointy
Fair
elbows.
Fair enough.
Ruins everything. Yeah.
Can confirm.
Also, I had a thought replaying The Witcher as it relates to the TV show. So Geralt in the TV show, his hair is dry and stringy, and it kind of looks like it hurts a little bit. Have you noticed that?
No.
Okay, it's like dry and kind of gross and stringy and weird. And the Geralt in the games has like flowing hair, and it looks like it's moderately taken care of on some level, and it actually moves instead of the like super straight cornstalk whatever wig they've got on Henry Cavill there. So the wig is not as bad as the initial one that they put out for the screen test that somehow got leaked and looked like hot garbage. That looked like a costume store wig. And this one at least looks real for the Netflix show. But it just, I don't know, it just looks... It's not the hair. It's not the hair from what I want from the game. And that is an argument that is all over the place on the internets, is people who are like, it's not based on the game, it's based on the book. Stop comparing the Witcher 3 video game to the TV show because they're not the same thing. But you know what? I'm going to make connections, and a lot of people are going to make connections, and you can't do anything about it. So, the end.
All right.
Rant.
Series like 12 in the TV show.
Yeah.
But
I know it's not the same timeline.
Right, I'm just saying Geralt maybe decides to take care of his hair later after he's had, like, Yennefer and Ciri around.
Well, if you look at the Witcher 1 and Witcher 2 video games, it's the same thing. The hair looks...
Right, but it's not based on those.
It's closer in the... Whatever, it's fine. I don't know if the author... I need to read the books. I'm not sure if the author gets into the quality of Geralt's hair at all in the early novels. I somehow doubt he doesn't. Or doubt he does, so...
You never know.
Fair points.
Read the books,
Fair
find
points
out.
all around. I know. I should read the books. Although one of the things that's interesting is people do talk about how the books, there are hardly any monsters around at all.
Okay.
I think we talked about this in our Witcher episode, and that just blows my mind. Is that the Witcher is in a world where monsters, there are 2 of them per book, right?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah. But in the video game, that'd be a crap video game if it was like there are 2 monsters every, I don't know, what, 16 hours? You know.
Yeah. It's very different between narrative and mechanic. Yeah.
It is. And so when I first played through the game, there are these people who are like, oh, it's a Witcher. He's a relic of a bygone era. Who really needs these anymore? And I'm like, are you kidding me? I killed 3 Leshens today. What are you talking about? But then it's based on the books enough to where it's like, oh, that's where they're coming from. If you have that perspective, then yeah, sure. I'm sure every village Geralt goes to, they're like, oh, this guy again. I haven't seen a monster in 18 years, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. It does.
So that was nice. Little perspective is a little handy.
That's good. I'm glad.
But I gotta say, it's so much more fun when there are monsters in every possible corner. And seriously, riding through the forests, your odds of coming upon some kind of dragon or leshen or something are pretty high.
Mm-hmm. My housemate's been playing it, so every now and then I'll look over and I'll see him playing Gwent or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I do not play Gwent. I think I've told this story a bunch.
You don't play it? You don't play Gwent at all in your playthroughs?
Not a teeniest or tiniest of bits.
Why?
They did the tutorial, and I was like, whatever, don't care. And then I never, ever, ever played it. And there was a quest in there where it's like, oh, these evil hooligans have this guy captured, and you need to beat their leader in a game of Gwent to get him free. And I was like, ooh, sorry, guy. Guess you're dead. And he was. I felt kind of bad about it.
Okay.
Because I am so bad.
Well,
I think part of the problem is there's this kind of subversion of traditional games where the best way to win is just to kind of give up the first round. It's a 3-round kind of a thing.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah. If you just give up the first round, you're much more likely to win the whole thing. But I'm like, I gotta win. I gotta play stuff now. Just like forfeiting an entire round seems like a terrible idea, but it's the right way to go.
Yeah. I think they actually had to, because Gwent's now a playable card game, like Hearthstone, standalone playable card game, I should say. And I remember that I saw like articles them talking about having to change some aspects because both players would try to throw the first round.
Right.
Yeah, so I had to change something about it. I don't know
So
how it
it's
works now, but
I'm not even sure how that works. Just everybody passes every turn on the first round, and so it's like, why do we even have a first round? Yeah, it makes sense because the NPCs will play stuff because they're idiots apparently.
yep, because they're AI.
Yeah. But I never got into it. I understand a lot of people super love it, but like I'm not one of those people that get into the mini games in the games that I'm playing. I like to play the game. Thank you very much.
Okay,
That's all.
that's fair.
Yeah. And there's only room for one card game in my life, and that is Hearthstone.
I thought you were going to say Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm disappointed.
Yeah. Not Yu-Gi-Oh! Definitely not Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, the funny thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is if you watch the show, it doesn't teach you anything about playing the game at all.
Yes.
Like I've read a few stories from kids who were like, I watched Yu-Gi-Oh! For 2 years in elementary school, and then I finally got a deck, and I was trying to play with these kids, and they were like, that's not how you do that. Because everything they learned was wrong, and it just made me so sad.
As someone who has watched
Can you
the show
imagine?
for a very long time and also played for a very long time in high school and primary school, yes, I can imagine exactly how that goes.
Yeah. I feel bad for the kids who are like, I know how to do this. I'm going to be a Yu-Gi-Oh! Champion. And then they get into the world, and it's like, you know nothing. Might as well know nothing about the game at all. Congratulations. Be like, but I love it.
They get sent to the Shadow Realm immediately.
Yeah.
They
pretty
don't
much.
believe in the heart of the cards, right?
Tragedy.
Yeah. They're out there playing their stone giants and giant beavers. And I'm out here with my Jinro being like, come on, man.
Oh my gosh. It's such a great show. It's hilarious.
It's a thing. I'll say that.
My daughter was into it quite a bit.
Oh, really?
For a while there. Like, she was watching it every day. So I'd sit there and watch it with her, and I'm like, why is the CEO of this huge technology company so obsessed with beating this 8-year-old at a card game? Seto Kaiba, you're kind of a weirdo, man.
You should absolutely watch the like the fan dub, the abridged version.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
Yeah,
Really?
because Seto Kaiba is like, literally his lines are like, I can summon 3 blue eyes white dragons in a single turn. Fuck the rules. I've got money.
Yeah, I think that's how I understand the game is played. From what I've seen.
He's really good. I love. I can never decide what I like more, the abridged Yu-Gi-Oh! Or the abridged Dragon Ball Z.
I've heard good things about Abridged Dragon Ball, but I don't have any context for that one, so I don't think I'd enjoy it as much.
I don't think you need context. It's just like space aliens that are super good at martial arts and can like have like super strength and come to Earth. That's basically it.
Okay. I mean, I just feel like these abridged things at some level require some knowledge of the thing they're abridging. But you're telling me no.
Yes and no, right? Like a proper abridgment will, you can enjoy it as standalone. You don't need to have seen the original, because theoretically jokes are always funny, right? It shouldn't lean too heavily on the original work.
Yeah, for sure. You don't have to, but it gives you an additional level of enjoyment if you have, I think.
Yeah, yes, of course, but it's not required.
That's fair.
You don't need to have seen the first episode of Dragon Ball Z to see a guy fly from space, right? Well, I think his spaceship crashes or something, or it lands, and then see a farmer being like, "Oh, what's that? I should do the smart thing that any God-fearing American would do: get my gun, right?" And then run at the the alien and try and shoot it with his gun, to which the alien catches the bullet, right?
Right. As they would do. Mm-hmm.
As they would do. All right. Like, you don't need to have seen the actual show to know what's going on there.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's very fair.
Yeah.
All right. Well, check out some Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, then maybe some Dragon Ball Abridged.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a solid plan.
Do you have time for that? Like, what's your list look like at the moment?
I really don't. Oh, man, the list. The list keeps getting bigger. Why do people give me stuff to watch? It's not nice of them.
Don't worry, I'm about to give you stuff to watch.
I will not listen.
That,
All right.
that's fair. I'm not gonna give you
So I still want to try to find the Cowboy Bebop movie with subs.
Okay.
Because I found a dub, but it's like, I watched the whole show sub. This is weird. I can't watch it.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
Still need to try Devil as a part-timer. Alchemy in Discord said I should watch the movie called Your Name. And
I've recommended that to you before, and I'm a little annoyed you didn't put it on your list then.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's such a generic name I totally forgot. It is really generic.
Right? In English it is, in Japanese it's not.
Oh, that's fine.
Like, I actually watched a video on this, like one of the English/Japanese YouTubers talking about how the word "your" isn't really used in Japan a lot. It's very, like, formal in some cases, and even then it's not used. Like, I wouldn't just say, "Oh, what's your job?" I would say, "Falcon, what do you do?" Right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just
I would always
syntax
use the name
differences.
instead. Yeah. I did recommend it, but not heavily, because I don't think you'll love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I just don't think it's up your alley.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And then I'm currently trying to get through Fleabag, which is easy because it's like 6-episode seasons
Mm-hmm.
and like 22-minute episodes. So that's not a huge deal.
Okay. I started 3 new anime last week.
Holy smokes. Okay.
So the first one is called Plunderer.
Right.
Seems to be a fantasy. Well, actually, I don't know how. Like, it's like medieval times, but it seems to be humans. Everyone has a number on them, and depending on what like their thing is, what it's counting towards, it goes up or down. And when it goes to 0, you get pulled into the abyss by like spectral hands.
Oh, so it's like it's the movie. Is it just called Time?
I have not heard of it.
It's Olivia Wilde and Justin Timberlake and what is it called?
But
In Time.
In Time. Okay, maybe I'll watch it.
Sorry, but this movie, everybody has a
Oh,
counter.
yeah.
We've
That's
talked
the...
about this.
No, I don't think we talked about this.
Oh.
But basically, they can like trade the number that they have for like more life or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one
They
isn't representative of their life. So
but getting pulled down into the shadow realm kind of seems like death. I don't know.
Right, but you don't like if you can be stabbed and have a high number. It's not an indication of how much time you have left. Like the main protagonist, her number goes up based on how far she's walked.
Is that the same for everybody?
No, it's different for everyone. Everyone's unique. There's another character whose number goes up every time a customer compliments her cooking.
Oh, okay. All right. I gotcha.
So everyone's working towards a different thing. Otherwise, death. Otherwise,
Is
death.
everybody pretty public about what makes their numbers go up?
Some people are, some people aren't.
Okay,
So
that makes sense.
Yeah, but all I could think about while watching this show was, my God, it's the StarCraft community and our MMRs. Right?
Everyone's obsessed with their numbers.
Yeah.
Except in the case where everyone's MMR it goes up and down for the same reasons. But yeah, basic concept, pretty much the same.
So that shows, I would say, on the bottom tier of my list of what I want to watch.
Is Dr. Stone over?
Yes, Dr. Stone is over, and that is really good. I can't wait for it to come back.
Now that it's over, I might just have to sit down and do it. It's on my list.
I recommend.
Yes. And it is easier. I mean, I usually hate people that say this. Like, I'm waiting for the season to be over, then I'll watch all of it. And like, I think that's dumb. But I'll probably do it in this case.
So I can't remember what this other one was called. Darwin's Game, right?
Okay.
So there's this guy who's like a high schooler in Japan, and he gets a game invite from a friend of his. And when he accepts it, a snake comes out and bites him.
Bad. All right.
Right. And then he like passes out and has to go to like the nurse's bay. Turns out Darwin's Game gives him a random evolutionary trait, as it does everyone who's playing the game. And then it semi-randomly matches users that are nearby to have death battles.
Oh, wow.
And if you
PvP
win...
right off the bat.
Yeah. So immediately some guy in like a panda bear costume comes after him with a knife.
As happens all the time in Japan, I've heard.
Yes.
Yes, common occurrence.
And so, like, the reason people play this app is you can get money and, like, random rewards. Like, it has a gacha feature in it. You can spend points and open a loot box, basically.
Of course.
And
Microtransactions for the win.
Right, but he actually got a gun out of it.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, and so his evolutionary trait is he can create weapons from nothing.
Wow. That's a stupid, overpowered evolutionary trait.
That is, yeah. So it's kind of like, imagine if My Hero Academia quirks were only given out to certain people who played games, played like a mobile game, and then were forced to fight other people to the death.
Right.
Yeah. The first episode is 40 minutes, which I always like that they do because it really sets a good pace. But then every other episode is now going to be like 24 minutes and feel kind of rushed in comparison.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's like middle tier. Has my interest a little bit. It seems a bit like Future Diary, which is another show about people with phones and having to kill each other in a game.
Yeah. I think we talked about that one on the pod.
We did. The last one is Isekai Trash, which I'm unashamed going to watch. Because I know it's going to be bad, but I want to watch it anyway. It's a guy gets a VR headset, and it's a virtual world, and he's stupid overpowered, and he gets like a waifu as a companion.
It's right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, it's right in the perfect like Venn diagram of fun and dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the entire hook and twist on this one is the AI in the game are super lifelike, and he just hates the idea of seeing them die in the world. So in the game, if the player dies, they're locked out of the game for 24 hours, which is 3 days in game. But because all the AI are super advanced and it's like a real living world, if you just give up on a quest halfway through, right, like the NPCs just die, and then that's it. And all the quests are random and spontaneous as they occur in the world.
Wow.
So he just doesn't like the idea that these seemingly lifelike people just die, and that's why he's so determined. That's it. The end.
Yeah. I mean, that's realistic, I think.
I mean, sort of, yeah.
Like, I saw a meme today that was all, I always hit maybe when an app asks me if I want to rate the app instead of saying never, because I don't want to hurt its feelings. So, same thing.
Same thing, kind of, but don't forget, time still passes when you're out of the game. So he has to sleep at some point, and there goes a day, right?
Yeah.
They are going to die eventually, and they're
No
not
matter
real people.
what he does.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like he just needs to get over it.
No, I think he's going to rise to the top and be the most powerful fighter in the game, and then win everything. Yeah.
No, that's not how these shows work at all.
Have
That
you
would
seen any of
be
these
quite a
shows?
subversion.
Have you seen? Yeah. What a real plot twist. The main character is OP.
Oh, what? Amazing. Ah, good times. Good times, good times.
So that is my quarterly anime wrap up until My Hero Academia finishes, and then I'll binge that.
I don't know when that's supposed to be over, honestly.
A couple more months, probably.
It's been fine. Pacing's been kind of garbage, but whatever. It's kind of a My Hero Academia thing.
Yeah. I've been seeing lots of GIFs and stuff come out of it.
Oh. So what do you know already?
Basically everything that's happened.
Wow. Okay. Spoiler-free experience.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I was spoiled on what the season's arcs were going to be before the season had started, right?
From the manga?
From Reddit, right? Like, I don't read the manga, but assumedly, yes, it came from the manga.
Yeah.
And it gave me a real X-Men 3 vibe.
Oh, yeah. I can see that now. I didn't have that connection, but now that you say it,
Yeah.
makes total sense.
And I did not like that movie or, like, its its story arcs. And I was just, boy, am I not interested in watching that again.
I hear you. I hear it.
Yeah.
Although I am pleased to report that Midoriya has spent 0 time in the hospital this season, which I am most pleased about.
That's good. In hospitals at all? Like, nobody's been to a hospital? He's never had to visit
No.
someone?
He's been in hospitals, but not because he's almost dead. That's all I care about.
Okay. He's not been a patient in a hospital.
Correct. 'Cause
Okay.
ever since he's gotten the power, it's like every 3 days he ends up with life-threatening injuries in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So
True fact.
my goal for the season was we'll keep it to 1 and under, and so far we're doing great. So,
Fair enough. So far,
very
batting
happy.
1,000. Cool.
Yeah, because he's had some opportunities. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I watched. It's an HBO kind of mini mockumentary called 7 Days in Hell
Okay.
about a 7-day tennis match, a fictional 7-day tennis match that occurred at Wimbledon. And it's starring Andy Samberg and Jon Snow from Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hilarious. It's on HBO. And when I saw that one of the characters was Kit Harington, I think that's his name, that plays Jon Snow. And he pretty much plays Jon Snow in that he's kind of like got the hangdog sad look all the time, and he's kind of stupid.
Okay.
So I don't know, man. It's just kind of the look that he has. I'm not sure that he's capable of playing anything else. Maybe I need to see more things that he's performing in, because it's very much just John. If Jon Snow was a tennis player, he'd have sad puppy dog eyes all the time.
I can get this on YouTube.
Awesome. Yeah, it's like 40 minutes. It's a pretty quick watch. Is definitely mature content for a few scenes. But I don't know. I love Andy Samberg. He's hilarious. You got Fred Armisen in there. You got Will Forte in there. It's just a cavalcade of people that I really enjoy watching. So it was a lot of fun.
I definitely know those names. I'm
That's a
not
good sign.
definitely not looking them up right now.
No, definitely not. So I love Will Forte so much. Did I ever tell you about the show The Last Man on Earth?
No.
So there's a show that came out on network TV a couple years ago called The Last Man on Earth, and it starred Will Forte, and I love Will Forte. He's hilarious. And the first episode was just him, like, messing around in America where nobody else is, right?
Okay.
So he's playing golf in the White House, and he's, like, accidentally setting supermarkets on fire, and he's just doing shenanigans, trying to keep himself entertained in a world where nobody else exists. And I would have watched an entire season of The Last Man on Earth where Will Forte just does crazy stuff in an empty country. I would have come back every week. That's how much I love this guy. But no, they had to introduce other people. So this whole Last Man on Earth thing is a total lie. There's totally other people running around. And it turns into this stupid interpersonal relationship drama where he doesn't get to do any zany stuff anymore. And then I bailed once we reached like 8 people. And it was all just about like who's pregnant with whose kid. And I was like, this is not what I signed up for at all. What has happened to my show? Hard left.
It sounds like it was almost like Jackass meets Mythbusters meets Real Desperate Housewives.
Kind of, yes. I think that's reasonable. Yeah. But anyway, the point is, I love Will Forte so much, I would have watched a whole season of a show of him just doing shenanigans. Like pushing cars into the Grand Canyon. Absolutely. I'd watch 20 minutes of that with Will Forte.
Okay. Fair enough.
So, yeah. Fred Armisen is Portlandia, which is a show that I really love. He's in a lot of other stuff. It's not fair to say he's only Portlandia. He was SNL for a while, too.
Okay.
Super talented guy. Really good in this. Just classic Armisen things. Andy Samberg is known for a million things, including Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I really like.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that show? I'm spacing so hard. Andy Samberg movies Stuntman, and it's called Hot Rod.
Never heard of
Which
it.
is a funny, stupid movie with Andy Samberg from 2007. In this movie, he is trying to raise money to fund his stepfather's heart transplant so that his stepfather will be healthy enough so that Andy can beat him up.
Okay.
Yep, that's the premise. I like it so much. It is an amazing movie. You should check it out sometime.
I will consider it.
Excellent. Kind of fits in your stupid but entertaining wheelhouse a little bit, I think.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Although, like, the isekai genre is a real
Yeah, it's very
requirement
specific.
there
Right,
for
right.
me. Yeah, because
I hear
I'm just, like, hoping that one day Full Dive VR comes out. because that would be the best way to play video games.
Oh.
And then, so these are all just
Interesting.
like different takes on what could be either disasters or people who get like way too into the game, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's just something that I'm interested in. It's just like a coincidence that all but like 2 of them are dumb and stupid, and I enjoy them anyway.
Okay. Fair. Good to know. I was unaware. I'm also watching the HBO show Outsider, which is a Stephen King kind of adaptation, which I am super wary of because I watched Castle Rock last year, which was a Stephen King adaptation, sort of, and the ending was hot garbage, but I'm willing to be hurt again. So I'm trying this one. The reason I got into it is because I wasn't going to watch it, and then my friend Stuart was like, hey man, you should watch this. It's got all these writers that you totally love and respect, and look who the director is. And I'm like, oh, you're right. It is good writers and directors, and I do respect these names, and that is generally what makes shows good. Fine. So it's been really good so far.
Okay.
Basically, the scenario is this guy in kind of a smaller town, current day, Midwest probably. A boy turns up dead, and there are eyewitnesses that have him basically dead to rights that he did it.
Okay.
But then he claims he was out of town at an educational conference 70 miles away on the same day and the same time that they say this murder happened.
Interesting.
So the cops arrest him because they're like, no. And then he's like, no, really, I was at this conference. And they finally go dig up and they find somebody was filming this Q&A he was doing, or he was participating in. And so, yeah, they have video evidence. He was 70 miles away during the literal exact time the eyewitnesses have him in the location where the kid was killed with, like, blood all over his clothes.
Sounds like the eyewitnesses are lying.
Kind of does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But,
or they're mistaken. Could be
right.
an accident. Right.
Yeah, totally. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the kind of supernatural aspect of it. And it's been a pretty good hook.
Oh, it's supernatural? What's the supernatural aspect? That he was in 2 places at once?
Yeah.
Something that could very easily happen to strangers who think someone might look like someone else and mistake them for another person.
I forgot to mention, they also have him on video in town with blood all over his clothes on the same day.
Oh, okay. That makes...
So it's video evidence versus video evidence and some eyewitness testimony.
Okay. You didn't... Okay, you just
Sorry,
mentioned eyewitness. I'm like,
Yeah,
eyewitness testimony? That's very unreliable.
It is. It totally is. But yeah, they've got like... And the crazy thing is, like, the version of this guy who they've got the evidence he committed a murder is sort of really trying to make sure he's getting caught.
Okay.
Like, he sees, he comes out of the woods covered in blood, like all down his front and his back. The woods where they find this boy's body. And this little girl sees him coming out of the woods and getting into this van. And he sees her. And instead of just, like, driving away, he drives up to her and has a conversation with her. Like, just covered in blood. Just ridiculously scary. He's like, hey, how's it going? She's like, good. Like, making sure she sees him. And then he goes into a strip club where there are cameras everywhere and asks to use the bathroom so he can clean up because he got a bloody nose. And he's just so much blood. And then he goes to the train station, again, where there are cameras, looks directly at the security camera, doesn't buy a ticket, and then goes home. It's nuts. And even the cops are like, why is he obviously trying to get caught here? This makes no sense.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Yeah. 100%.
So it really seems like there's some kind of doppelganger supernatural stuff going on, and the guy's innocent. And anyway,
you know what
that's
it
where
is?
it goes.
You know what it is?
Aliens?
It's time travel. It's just time travel.
Oh, it's time. He's got a time machine.
Yep. That's all it is. He's gonna go back in time and murder those people.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my time machine to murder little kids. That's what I want to do. Dude, that would actually be a pretty good fictional something, like a book. Like, some guy invents time travel and then solely uses it to murder people.
But
and get away with
timelines, all that crazy dude acts that you love.
Yes, it for sure would. But I don't know. It's a decent hook, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good premise. It's good, like, opening. It's a good blurb, right?
Yeah.
Needs a little something more to it.
Probably.
I think.
I mean, and then you can just do the standard stuff of, oh no, the time-space continuum is getting wibbly-wobbly because he's screwing with it so much and blah, 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 right?
Yeah, I mean, you can, but there are tons of things that have, done the whole timey-wimey stuff, right? Like, there's nothing really unique. Like, the unique part about that is I'm going back in time to murder kids. Is it for a reason?
Yeah.
Do they grow up to be monsters? What's going on?
He just wants to murder kids and get away with it.
Or does he just want to murder kids and get away with it?
Yeah, I think that's more interesting, honestly.
It probably is, but, I mean, someone who wants to murder kids and get away with it, you don't need time travel for.
I don't know, man. The way technology is these days, I think it's hard to get away with it. No?
No. I think it could be done if someone was, like, seriously committed to the idea.
Suppose.
Right?
Because it depends on how many cameras are in the area you're doing stuff.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. Nobody said they had to, like, murder children in the middle of New York, right? They could be going to a tiny village somewhere in Africa where there are no cameras, right?
I think that happens all the time. So that might be an interesting story, actually.
That might be an interesting story, and then you could have, like, the international community has figured out that there's, like, tourists are going over on murdering sprees, or maybe it's just one guy or a group of people, right? Then you have reason for investigators from other places to
and
travel.
It would be,
here.
like, incredibly hard to track because there's all these different countries involved, both of the perpetrators and where it's happening, and it's a huge governmental mess, and people won't give you permission to investigate in their country because they don't want the bad press.
Ooh, and then you get in there and you don't speak the language, and the translator they give you is like a rookie because they still don't want you to do there, even though they're forced to give you permission.
Ooh. We should make this show. We should make it right now.
I'll get my camera, you get the axe.
Wait, what? Why do I have to get the axe?
Because I don't own one.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Axe it is.
Or you can get your shovel. I don't know.
Yeah, shovel's easier. Let's do that.
Okay. Did you see the blizzard that hit Newfoundland in Canada?
Yes.
And the people who had to dig like 4 feet of snow off the top of their car?
Yeah. It's like, here's my driveway. It is a corridor. I couldn't shovel the whole thing, so I made a little sidewalk-sized corridor for me to walk through to my front door. That's all I can do.
Yeah. I like the videos of people rolling up their garage door, and it's just a wall of snow.
Yeah. Or opening their front door, and it's just like snow.
Yeah. I actually think that would be a lot of fun to do once. I wouldn't want to wake up every Tuesday and have it be like that, because how would you ever get to work on a regular basis?
You wouldn't.
Yeah, but having it being calling up and being like, hey, yeah, I can't come into work. My entire house is under snow. I think that would be fun.
Well, and I mean, provided you didn't live super far away, your boss would be like, yeah, everybody's buried. Don't worry about it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. But some of those stories where it's like, here is a frozen snowscape. Mm-hmm. Oh, and look, over there, you can kind of see the roofs of the homes. Mm-hmm. Like, what is happening? How? Yeah. As someone who does live in a place where it snows, that kind of sounds abjectly terrifying, but maybe once. I think you're right about that.
Well, I think it'd be fun for me once because it never snows. Very rarely does it snow, right?
Yes. It'd be more interesting for you.
Yeah, more unique.
I will tell you that shoveling snow is not super awesome in any way.
I'm aware.
Okay. I mean, you also feel like it'd be fun to dig a well once in your life?
No.
No.
Because I have no practical benefit for a well. If I'm just digging from my front door to the road so I can go places, and I don't need a well.
True.
I have dug things before, and it's not fun. I understand the physical labor involved.
That's fair.
But every time I've ever dug something, it's got to be precise to a degree. If you're digging a well, you can't be standing in the bottom of the well with your shovel and just throw it to the to your left, because that's still in the well, right? You have someone with a bucket, and then you lower the bucket, and then you put it in, and it goes up, and it sucks. Yeah. Right, but when you're just shoveling snow, you can just throw it anywhere.
True. Well, no, you can't throw it back on the driveway.
Well, no, obviously, but I'm only clearing a path from my front door to my street, right?
Yeah, let's not worry about anything else.
Yeah, I don't care if it goes on the grass.
Yeah, reasonable point. Yeah, but definitely some of those photos, I was like, oh, that looks so terrible.
I saw some people had so much snow, like, between their door and, like, where they were, they couldn't, because if you start inside the house, you have to put the first shovel load somewhere, and it can't be on your floor in your house. And so they had filled up their, like, bathtubs and
Yeah.
their sinks, and then they were like, and we still can't get outside anywhere to throw it, right? Like,
That sounds terrible. What if you go upstairs, or like, if you have an upstairs, and just dig down, right, and then just shovel the snow to the side.
climb out a window,
Yeah, exactly.
That's provided you have a second story place.
Yeah, right. If you don't, you're kind of in trouble. I don't know. I'd honestly probably just be like, whatever. I'm not leaving the house for a week.
That's fair.
Someone else deal with this garbage. I think it's a legitimate reason not to go into work is I can't get out my front door, right?
Yeah, but wouldn't your bosses just be like, but you can do your work from home? The power of computers.
I guess. I don't know the internet does very well when there's that much snow, to be honest. Probably knocks down lines and stuff.
Quite possibly, yeah. Gotta bury those cables.
Yeah. Speaking of the weather, how are the fires in Australia? Are they personally threatening Omicron this week?
I did try to look up just a moment ago how they were.
Oh, good.
I got distracted and put my tablet down. But we had 4 days of pretty good rain, so they're letting up.
Yep, saw that.
And then there was so much rain that some parts in Queensland flooded.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Maybe too much rain, it's fine.
And then the bushfires kind of came back and were hitting, like, the capital. They were kind of getting close around Canberra. And then...
Really?
Yeah, and then it hailed there.
Whoa, I didn't hear about that.
Hail the size of golf balls, breaking lots of trees and cars and windows.
Wow.
And, yeah, torrential hail.
Is hail good at fighting fires? I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, kind of eventually once it melts, but from an impact standpoint, no.
I mean, no, not from an impact standpoint, but like you're still dropping water on fire, which is pretty good.
Yes, it's better than not.
Yeah, for sure. So it's getting worse then?
I don't know. It's getting, like, I don't know. Depends. Do you prefer burning to death or being stoned to death by ice, right? Like,
Probably the ice. Honestly, getting burned to death is real bad. Not interested in that at all.
to be fair, I think with the burning to death, you'd probably die of smoke inhalation before the fire really consumes you.
Fair. But like, I feel like the hail, a sufficiently strong hit to the head just knocks me unconscious, and then from there it's over.
Right, but an insufficiently knocked to the head leaves you lying on the ground, feeling all the hail.
True.
As you slowly die to death, one punch at a time.
So you just got to get lucky, is what we're saying.
I mean, you could just, I don't know, stay inside.
True.
Can't do that in a fire, I suppose.
That's generally my plan, is just stay inside until everything goes away. It's very much a Shaun of the Dead move.
Oh, yeah. I know that move.
Stay inside. What is it? Drink a pint, wait for this to blow over.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find you a good video of the hail. But if you basically just YouTube Canberra hail, there's like 1,000 videos.
I believe it. Huge hail batters Canberra as severe thunderstorms hit southeastern Australia. Holy crap, that's a good photo. It's just like piles of hail.
Yeah.
You guys do not do anything by half measures. You're like, we're going to hail. And we're like, yeah, we know what hail is. It's like, here's 3 feet of hail. Oh, wow. All right, then. The country that gave us 87 new species of things that can kill us.
We do a lot of stuff by half measures. Weather is not one of them.
No. It's killing birds out there. Holy smokes.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like snow. There's so much.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Someone tweets. Happy birthday, Val. 30 minutes ago, it was 30 degrees Celsius and sunny.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're getting this. Oh, no. They're trying to have an outdoor barbecue. That sucks. Oh, it's taking out people's windows on their cars.
Mm-hmm.
What a month for you guys. Oh, and there was a huge dust storm in Narromine. You know where that is?
Where did you say it was?
Narromine? Narromine? Narromine?
No, I don't know where that is.
Okay. That video is amazing, though.
Oh, it's out by Dubbo.
250 miles northwest of Sydney. Dude, incoming dust storms are one of the scariest things. It's just like a wall of blarp. We're going to engulf you now.
It looks like something out of Mad Max.
Yeah. No, it totally does. I think they call them, like, haboobs in the Middle East.
Oh, really?
Yeah, haboobs.
Okay.
Crazy dust storms. They call them, I guess they call them that in Arizona, too. But, all right. Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up. There's just anything else you want to cover?
Whoa, you skipping sports ball?
Yeah, it's fine. Got the Super Bowl coming up. We'll talk about that later.
You don't want to talk about it now?
It's going to be a good Super Bowl.
Who's playing?
That's it. It's going to be the 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
One of those was playing last year, weren't they? The 49ers? Was that the year before?
No, Chiefs. 49ers have been good for a while.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, the Chiefs made the Super Bowl, I think.
I tried. I'm done.
Yeah, it's fine. Close enough. I mean, the good thing about the Super Bowl is sometimes a team will sneak in that didn't really have a good season and just kind of got lucky over the playoffs. But both these teams were two of the best teams in the year. So I think it's going to be a good Super Bowl. Going to be close.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, on that note, it's going to be it from us this week. Thanks for hanging out for another hour of the Falcon Paladin Hour. Please check out the Patreon page if you're interested in supporting the podcast directly, and the merch store if you want some Falcon Paladin merch or the Falcon Paladin Hour merch. Link in the show notes. And until next time, as always, thanks for hanging out with us this week, and you take care of yourself.